Yeah, Blacklight here. We still on the subject of inner visions, imagination, and telepathy. Right now, we're not too much dealing with telepathy. We're dealing with inner visions, and what we got to do is clear the cobwebs off your mind, because we've been thinking too much about what the Caucasian is doing, and his strategy is to keep us off balance all the time and to irritate us and make us mad, where we'll be like them young protesters yesterday, so he could, do the King Alfred plan on us and take us out. We coming at us all different kind of ways, and we're not prepared for every kind of way he coming at us. And some of those ways, he got all the bases covered. He got the outfield covered, the infield covered. And it's our time up to bat, and we're not batting 100 because we don't understand how to deal with him, really. So the only thing we got left is our mind, the power of our mind. Because physically, if we was to go at it without using weapons, we could whoop his ass. We was to go head up, the fisticuffs, we could probably whoop him, Some of them could scrap, though. Them hillbillies could scrap. They're about the only ones. The hillbillies is, to me, and the Irish is pretty tough. The Irish can scrap. But, that tribe right there, the Irish tribe, whatever you call them, Normans or whatever, they pretty tough. The Russians, are just ruthless, treacherous, But you dig? But physically, if we didn't have to use weapons, we probably could take them out. But since they got all these weapons and biological weapons and whatever they got the edge on us. But mentally, we got the edge on them, but we not focusing in on the right way to use our mental energy. We too much into sports. We too much into video games. Now, video games could be an aid to us if we only knew what kind of aid they could be to us, because it do test your mental reflexes, your eye and hand coordination. But other than that, those video games, they're a distraction because you get hooked on them. And our women, they got us distracted on our women in our family life. See, we haven't yet conquered that, mastered that, our family life. And they could use our woman as a weapon against us and use us as a weapon against our woman. And our children as a weapon against us. We don't use our imagination like we used to, because there's nothing left to the imagination no more. I mean, a woman used to dress in such a way where you can imagine what she's like, you know. But now she's so revealing. She's revealing everything, and some of the guys are too. Especially when the guys was pants sagging, and you could see all their butt, you know. But a woman, she reveals. She just got it all out there. You know, the majority of them do. There's nothing left to the imagination. Then you see everything on screen now. You see them sucking each other. You see them licking each other and in certain spots. They just show that. I mean, every movie got to have that in there. Except if it's a family movie, you know. And even then, they're going to show the dogs doing it. Or the squirrel or somebody doing something. So there's nothing left to the imagination no more. We don't use our imagination. We don't read no more. See, reading plays a very important part in imagination, stimulating your imagination. Back in the day, we didn't have too much television. We was lucky to have a radio. And so our imagination was more active, you know. The toys we played with, you know, stimulated our imagination. But nowadays, don't nothing stimulate the imagination. They got robots, you know, that move themselves. And dolls that talk and walk almost. Doodle on themselves and everything else. So it's nothing to stimulate the imagination unless you are a musical person or artist or something like that. You know, you got that in your blood. Then your imagination is something that was in your DNA, you know. Because, you know, you could produce certain cells that goes into your DNA, you know, by your parents or by what influences your parents that influences you. And you can manifest this through your DNA, see. So, like, that's what makes us so remarkable, you know, and godlike, you know. But the enemy hates us to have any kind of inclination or any kind of thought of being godlike, you know. So he starts off in his religion with man was born sinful. So he say man is automatically sinful. That's why he need God. He was born of sin. You know, there's a whole lot of interpretation to that. You know, because when you're a sperm, you following the laws and the will of Allah. In order for you to get here, in order for you to beat out all the rest of the sperms, you have to follow the path of Allah in order to even manifest yourself. And then once you get here, you have to follow certain laws when you're on the outer world, you know. So we're not going to get too much into that right now, but we got to take our mind off of the enemy right now, which is the Caucasian, because we don't need to think about him no more. We know what he's about. We know he done telegraphed all his punches. We know what he's trying to do, but he's self-destructing right now. He's in a civil war with other tribes. They're trying to see who's gonna rule you. You know, you the prize. The black man, black woman is the prize. So they already got the Chaldeans and the pale Arabs over here ruling you, controlling you. You buying, spending all your money in their stores and whatnot. So they want to see who gonna control the Arabs and who gonna control. When they control the Arabs, the pale Middle Easterners, they controlling you. So the only thing we got left is our imagination. We got vision, because if you don't have vision, you're gonna perish. We gotta have 20/20 vision, like Donald Trump say. And once we start dealing with our that part of our mind, that part of our brain, we can activate that third eye. Learn how to activate that third eye. Now, eventually we're going to get into techniques to activate that third eye. But right now we trying to stimulate your imagination and your inner visions. If you can see yourself doing it, you know, then it'll manifest on its own. But you got to picture this in your mind over and over and over and over again. Another technique to meditation is to don't think. Because the thinking is blocking vibrations from above, see? The energy, the light that's coming in. Your thinking, your thought molecule, thought vibration, you gotta let that rest. Now you hear this music that I be playing and all my... See, we don't know how to chill, man. We don't know how to cool it. We gotta have a beat going. We gotta be finger popping all the time. So this music is relaxing. It's got a chill vibe to it. So we gonna just chill on my videos. We gonna have this vibe. Some of my videos, I'm gonna have some beats on it or whatever. But right now, we need to like get into a meditative type of mode and stop thinking so much about the enemy. Stop thinking so much about the enemy. Start thinking about ourselves, you know, and how to control ourselves. So I recommend fasting. And you don't have to fast with food all the time. But this is Black Light. We're going to come back and get into the art of fasting.